Hello again and welcome to the latest lesson in the course Practical English, Building Attraction, Friendships and Relationships. The lesson we're going to do today is on the past simple. So why should we learn the past simple? We should learn this because the listener wants to know your background story. That story which makes you who you are today. And the function of past simple, we use the past tense to talk about something that happened once or repeatedly in the past. Example, excuse me. I met my best friend at primary school, or I played a lot of football when I was a boy. And also for something that was true for some time in the past. Example, I worked in a café after leaving school. So let's take a look at the timeline diagram. As you can see, we're referring to the past. The grammar structure in a positive sentence is subject plus verb to. Example, I went to university. In the negative, subject didn't plus verb 1, base form verb 1, no S or ES. Example, I didn't go to university. And question form, did subject verb 1. Did you go to university? Okay, so note verb 1, space form verb for all subjects, no S or ES used. The structure for past simple question is yes, subject did, no, subject didn't. So let's move on to regular and irregular verbs. So as you can notice from the grammar structure, we use past tense main verbs in positive sentences only. These can be either regular or irregular verbs. And what do I mean by this? So regular verbs end in the letters ed when used in the past tense. So look in the present becomes looked in the past. Watch becomes watched. Want becomes wanted in the past. Irregular verbs have their own past tense word. So for example, go in the present becomes went in the past, have becomes had, and see becomes saw. Now this is where it gets a little bit complicated, so you might have problems with this, but I have made it as clear and easy as I can. Okay, so there are 3 different ed ending pronunciation sounds in regular verbs, and it's very important that we do pronounce them. So these sounds are a T sound, a D sound and an id sound. And the rules in which sound you should use depends on the final sound of the base verb. Okay, so note it is the final sound and not spelling. So let's look at this for example. When we want to say the word laugh in the past tense, the last three letters are U, G and H, but the last sound is an F sound, yeah? Laugh. In this case, we would use the T sound for our ED ending. This one here, the T sound. Laughed. It's like a T, yeah? Laughed. So how do we know which one to use? When to use the T, when to use the D, and when to use the it. So if the verb you use ends in a final sound of F, K, X, P, S, Ch, Sh, or Th, we use the T sound. Let's skip this part first. Okay, let's move down here. If the verb ends in a final sound of T or D, we use the id sound. And if the verb ends in a final sound of all other sounds except T or D, and not these, we use the D sound. So now let's put into practice what we have learned from the past simple to get to know ourselves better, which we can then use to be more engaging to the listeners. So in one of the links in the description below the video, you will be taken to this page here, which is the most common irregular verbs. Okay, so you can see verb 1s are here, verb 2s are here, the past tense. Okay, so what I want you to do is just study and remember the past tense forms of the most common irregular verbs the best you can. In another link it will take you to this page here, which is the most common regular verbs. Okay, and just study, understand those verbs. In another link it will take you to this exercise here based on the pronunciation. So for this exercise you need to choose which is the correct choice for the ED ending pronunciation. Again, here are the rules. Final sound F, K, X, P, S, Ch, Sh, Th. We use the T sound. If the final sound is T or D in the verb, use id. Any other sound that's not this or this is going to be D. So if we look at the first example, want, what's the pronunciation of the ED in the past tense? So we can see the final sound want is T, so that's going to be 3. I'm going to use id sound, and as you go down you will see there are answers, an answer page below to check if you're correct. Okay, and in another link in the description, there's another task for you to do. For this exercise, you should write your biography. Your biography is your life story. So think about and state any important or meaningful events in your life. So for example, in the year 1982, I was born in Sussex, England. In 1984, my family moved to Barcelona, Spain. And just write as many examples as you can. If you would like to, leave some of your best examples in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this lesson on the past simple, please press the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you will receive any future lessons as they are uploaded. Okay, I shall see you in the next lesson. Good luck with the tasks.